A new study published in the journal Antimicrobial Agents and Chemotherapy found that U.S. citizens are taking antibiotics that are made for their pets. Well, that's lovely. So Raw Story reports here, the study, which surveyed 400 respondents in Houston, tracked how they acquired the medications, with 24% saying they bought their antibiotics outside the country, 20% citing friends or relatives as their source, 12% saying they conserved their antibiotics from prior prescriptions. CNN noted that 4% of respondents voluntarily stated that they used drugs that were originally prescribed to animals, a response that was not among the options listed on the survey. Now, understand something, guys. People overusing antibiotics is actually a separate issue because they try to stress in this article and make clear that, no, we're talking about people here who needed antibiotics. So, separate issue and a big issue, to be clear, of antibiotic overuse, because then that leads to drug-resistant bacteria, and then, we're in a whole nother ballgame and a whole nother world of hurt when we have even our best antibiotics can't take out these superbugs. So that's a separate problem. But they're saying here, this is an instance of people who need antibiotics. And they're like, okay, I really can't afford this. So what am I going to do? Well, I just described it to you. I don't know, use a friend, use old ones that I had, maybe that are ineffective at this point, or use ones for animals. Think about that. Now, animals metabolize things differently, and so that's why antibiotics are different. They're pet antibiotics and not human antibiotics. People are like, I don't care, I'm going to take it because I can't afford regular ones. So I'll take these and just hope it works. Oh, God. Guys, this is the state of our healthcare system. People need antibiotics or they need medication. Like, I can't afford it. I'm not able to do it. So I just got to try this. Oh, I mean, this is a story that you think would come out of a second world country, a third world country. Like, well, that's what we got to do. This is the United States of America. And when you think about just all the resources that we're squandering, you go, oh no, what the fuck is up with our priorities, man? So, for example, we spent $7 trillion by the year 2053, when you add the interest and when all is said and done in the Iraq War. $7 trillion. And this is the case here at home. Like, our infrastructure is crumbling. It gets a grade of D-. We can't fucking get clean water in many places around the U.S. People are taking pet antibiotics because they can't afford regular antibiotics. And we're wasting fucking trillions on an unnecessary war, an offensive war against a country that didn't attack us. We're spending billions upon billions to create new fighter jets to find a way to bomb shit in a more efficient way. We're spending $4 billion a year for a subsidy for ExxonMobil, a corporate welfare check to help them do research and development, even though they're one of the most profitable corporations on the planet. We're spending over $80 billion for money just given to the banks. Or just given to the financial institutions. Hey, here's $80 billion. What the fuck is that about? So we're doing corporate welfare nonstop. Over 50% of our discretionary spending is military spending. We're funding 800 military bases, which cost billions of dollars around the globe. And meanwhile, at home, everything's fucking falling apart. Everything's falling apart. What a sad state of reality, man. If we can find the money to do unnecessary wars of aggression that cost trillions, if we can find the money for all this corporate welfare, if we can find the money for needless pork barrel projects, I think we can find the money for antibiotics for our people. I think we can find the money for having a better healthcare system overall, for having a single-payer system, for eliminating student loan debt and maybe having free college. When you're prioritizing what you spend your money on in a country, shouldn't, in the top 5 of things you spend on be healthcare and education? But the U.S. is like, fuck that. Fuck that. Imperialism is better. Let's spend money on war, endless war. And our buddies in suits and ties who are corrupt and gave us money to get elected, we give them corporate welfare checks all day long. How about that? No, how about you're stealing from the American people? That's our money. These are our resources. And you're squandering them. And this is why Congress, for example, always has a 9% approval rating, even right after they get elected. So people elect them, and then a month later, they're like, we don't like them. because everybody knows we're picking from the lesser two evils. God, they're so insular in their own fucking bubble, and they're so clueless as to how much hatred they're stirring up around the country. I mean, our government has been hijacked by special interests and by corporations, and we have to stop it. And this is just another stark reminder when people are taking fucking pet antibiotics because they have a real medical issue.